Just about 2 weeks ago, we went into the bye week with the uncertainty of who's going to be the starting quarterback. Kevin O'Connell basically wasn't quick to announce who the starter was going to be against the Raiders. He ended up going with Josh Dobbs, which at the time I thought was the right decision, right? Had a couple bad games, time for a bounce back week, have an extra week of practice under your belt, should be good. However, that was not the case. Dobbs looked horrible, only completed like 10 passes, really couldn't move the ball down the field at all. I mean, he didn't score in the entire game. So that led to him getting benched in the fourth quarter. Nick Mullens coming in and leading the team down the field, had 83 yards passing, and found a way to get us some points on the board and solidify the win. And after that game, it raised a lot of questions. Who's going to be the starter? It can't be Dobbs no more. Okay, we've done this whole experience. The Pastronaut was phenomenal for the first couple weeks that he was here, and now that Pastronaut has, not safely landed back to earth. We'll put it down, or we'll put it that way, right? So who is going to be the quarterback? Well, we finally got an answer. Kevin O'Connell announced today, per Ben Gosling, a Vikings insider, that the Vikings will start Nick Mullens on Saturday. Kevin O'Connell did announce. Now, the expected move was after he replaced Josh Dobbs on Saturday. I think all of us knew that the writing was on the wall. With fourth quarter started, I said, put Mullens in. I'm sick and tired of watching Dobbs right now. We have to find a way to put points on the board. Mullens came in. He did exactly that. Now, I was really unsure if it was going to be Hall or if it was going to be Mullens, but Mullens was the safe choice. It was the best choice, and it's the best option to give us the most, or it was the option to give us the best possible chance to win this Saturday against the Cincinnati Bengals, who are a pretty decent team with backup quarterback Jake Browning, okay, former Viking. Don't need to say any more about that. But Nick Mullens is officially the starter this Saturday against the Bengals. Now, it will be Mullens' first start since December 20th of 2021 when he went 20 of 30 passing for 147 yards in the Browns' loss to the Raiders. Now, the decision comes after Mullens replaced Josh Dobbs in the fourth quarter of Sunday's game in Las Vegas and threw for 83 yards in the Vikings' 3-0 win over the Raiders. Now, Mullens is the fourth quarterback to start for the Vikings this season, right? Kirk Cousins, then it was Jaren Hall, then it was Josh Dobbs, and now it is Nick Mullens. And it puts him in the spot he might have occupied in November had he not been on the injured reserve with a lower back injury when Kirk Cousins tore his right Achilles tendon on October 29th, right? If he's not on IR, he probably starts the Atlanta Falcons game, and the rest is history. Who knows what happens the next couple games after that. Now, Mullens had been the Vikings' number 2 quarterback behind Kirk Cousins since the team acquired him in a trade with the Raiders in August of 2022. Now, after O'Connell spent the bye week basically evaluating the team's quarterback's options, he decided to stick with Dobbs against the Raiders. Okay, Dobbs had turned the ball over 6 times in the Vikings' previous 2 games, and though he did not do so in the Las Vegas game, by the fourth quarter, he only completed 10 of his 23 passes for just 63 yards. In a 0-0 ball game. Couldn't move the ball downfield. I mean, it was just awful, right? Now, O'Connell had seen enough. He swapped Dobbs out for Mullens, who led 2 of the Vikings' 3 longest drives of the day, including the one that ended with Greg Joseph kicking a field goal to win the game. Now, you could also say, look, Dobbs led him down the field right away basically in that game. Greg Joseph just missed a 49-yard field goal. It is what it is. Maybe Dobbs stays in the game, and we're not talking about this situation anymore. However, that's not reality. The reality is, he couldn't move the ball downfield. He forces the ball into tight windows when he definitely shouldn't. He makes terrible decisions, doesn't make many reads. It was time to move on, okay? And he's going to be a good backup. If he has to come in for Mullens, who could get hurt, and I'm hoping that doesn't happen. I hope no one gets injured, but that'd be the case. I'd assume Jaren Hall is going to be the emergency quarterback for the rest of the season, unless Kevin O'Connell sees otherwise. But currently, Nick Mullens is our new starting quarterback, the 4th starting quarterback we've had this season against the Cincinnati Bengals this Saturday at noon. I'm okay with it. It's a decision that had to be made. At 7-6, we're looking to make the playoffs, or at least looking to keep hold of a playoff spot at this point right now. I think we're like the 6th seed in the playoffs, so we have to stay there. It's going to be tough to overcome or outplay the Dallas Cowboys, who currently hold the 5th wild card spot, but right now we're in the playoffs, and we need to stay there, and Mullens gives us the best chance to continue to win ball games down the road. So you guys can let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. Do you like this move? Are you pumped for Mullens, and what do you expect to see out of him? Also, drop a like and subscribe to the channel. It would be much, much appreciated. Have a great rest of your night, folks, and Skol Vikes.